Hey, hey, we are live, and this is Sunday, March 7th, and it is another installment of this Women's History Month. And I am talking to resilient women today. And I'm excited about today because I'm excited about every day. And I think I probably say that every single day. But today is one of my sorors and one of my first people that I met when I entered Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. Yes, this Chicago girl went to Omaha, Nebraska for college. And one of the first people that I met there was Miss Chantel Smith, Mallory Smith at the time. Well, I guess no, you were Mallory then.
Hmm.
Then you, yeah. And it is just wonderful to have her here with me today. So, Chantel, welcome
Thank you. Good to be here.
and happy Sisterhood Month.
Thank you. Same to you. I'm excited about that. I get excited about anything Delta. So
Right, right. So it's so exciting. I'm so glad that you're here. Chantel still lives in Omaha. And
don't tell people that. Don't.
you don't do that. It's okay. It's okay. You do
I'm
look.
actually representing Omaha today. I have Omaha people on my shirt. Strong Omaha
See,
women. I thought that was fitting for our conversation today.
and
So
oh my God, I love that Gabrielle Union's on there. So when I read
yeah.
her book, I learned about her history with Omaha, and I was like
Mhm.
tripping, like
She's
what?
all the time. She goes to a lot of Huskers games. Yeah. Yep. So
That is too funny. So
yeah.
Chantel, welcome, and why don't you
Thank
tell
you.
us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Chantel Mallory. I use she, her pronouns. I am a native of Omaha, Nebraska, born, raised, educated, almost feeling a little stuck here, but I plan to relocate in a couple of years. So I'm waiting for my kids to fly the nest. And as soon as they do that, then I'm going to fly the nest as well.
I was just about to say, you gonna fly the nest too?
Yes, I have two boys. One is 20 and one is 14. I'm raising two creatives. One is into music and one is into art. So I lead with that because that is like one of my most amazing assignments in life. One of the most beautiful things that God has purposed me with doing. So yeah, as far as work is concerned, I'm an attorney. I work for a local nonprofit as their chief professional development officer and general counsel. I also have a couple of cases up in juvenile court, kind of purpose and passion work. I've always worked with youth in the foster care system. Very, very passionate about working with those youth, especially Black and Brown youth in the foster care system. I'm currently an adjunct professor at our alma mater at Creighton in the law
Woo-hoo.
school. Yeah, teaching race and law. It's been a very interesting last year in society, period. And the racial justice and social justice movement kind of has dictated the necessity that higher education institutions not ignore these topics anymore. So I'm
Mhm.
proud to be doing that as well. I'm an avid crafter. I'm a Delta. I love to walk. I love to ride my bike. Just all around. I love to love on my friends. I love to come to Chicago. Want to relocate maybe to Chicago. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Oh, and I always forget to tell people this, but I'm 1/4 away from earning my certification in leading equity and inclusion in organizations. So I do a lot of
Awesome.
consulting and training work on the side in the D&I space. So really excited to one, get done with school and to get another certification from Northwestern. So I'm a Chicago lover.
That is awesome. Thank you. So many things, always.
All the
So
things.
since the moment that I met Chantel, this like all the time, she's always been involved in 5,000 things. She's probably one of the ones that got me started in our Black Student Association at Creighton, which I eventually also became president. Like just all the things.
Yep.
So
All the things.
we definitely have had a connection over the years. So I'm excited to dig in and talk to you today with these questions.
Yeah.
And so, one of the things that I just want to say and share, and one of the things I really appreciate. So, yes, Chantel and I have known each other since I was 18, right? Since I stepped foot on Creighton University. and we don't talk all the time. We've gone
Mhm.
years without talking,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Like literally, but it'll be a connection. It'll be a quick text message. It'll be a, hey, I just want you to know I'm in Chicago. So I just want to say hi. But it wasn't last year. It was 2019
Mhm.
that you came, right?
Yeah. Yep.
2019, she was here, and I was just like, all right, we going to breakfast. I took her to
No,
Sip and
that was amazing.
Savor.
You introduced me to my favorite spot in Chicago, Sip and Savor. I'm addicted, like love it. So yeah, that was one of my favorite trips actually to Chicago, just for the opportunity to connect with a woman I love. And like I said, when you have that, like you said, when you have that connection, it's just like you don't have to talk every day, but when you get back together, you just kind of fall back into it and catch up.
Yep.
So
And
happens.
we were sitting there Sip and Savor working. We both working, just kicking it, chilling. It was great. So it was
It was
wonderful.
great.
So with that, as you all have heard me over the last few days, it is the same questions. I'm asking every woman the same questions because I just want that continuity and to talk to women throughout this month. So, Chantel, first question up is, what is an obstacle that you have been able to turn into an opportunity?
So many obstacles. Those are the things I think that make you the most resilient. So settling on one is very hard. I've had so many things happen in my life just out the gate. My birth was probably an obstacle. I was born to a teenage mother, but she did a wonderful job. My father was very involved and did a wonderful job. They got married, and I had two brothers after that. So just that, overcoming that obstacle was huge. It didn't really have anything to do with me necessarily overcoming the obstacle. But when you come out the gate with some challenges, you really learn how to navigate your life with resilience. I would say one of the biggest pieces for me of resilience, and a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm a pretty transparent person, is the first time I took the bar exam, I missed passing the bar exam by a couple of points. And I was absolutely devastated. I'm a performance oriented person. I'm used to excelling at things. There were a couple of reasons for it that I now can look back on and really say, oh, that taught me some lessons, and there were some life lessons in there. When I graduated from law school, I had gotten married after my first year of law school, and I was expecting our first son during my third year of law school. And I didn't take the bar exam right away. I waited about 5 years. I worked in higher education. I worked at Creighton again. They keep sucking me back to Creighton. It's like this never ending thing where I always have some tie to Creighton. So I was back at Creighton, working at Creighton. I was raising my son. I was being a mom. I was enjoying my first child. And I looked up, and about 5 years later, my mom and dad were like, hey, ever take that bar exam thing that
Yeah.
we've all invested so much time and money in you doing? So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buckle down and take the bar exam. And I didn't get it the first time. And that crushed me. But I rebuilt from there. And it taught me a lot of lessons about myself. That first time when I took it, because I had been out of school for 5 years, I tried to go back and study with some current students at the law school. And I stepped outside of everything that I normally would do and the ways that I would normally prepare for something like that, because I didn't trust myself at that point. I was kind of regretting being out for so long. I was worried that I wouldn't remember the material. And studying with other people was just a disaster as far as my ability to prepare the way I wanted to. And so I didn't hit it that first time. And I went right back it's offered every 6 months. So I said, that's it. I'm going to pay my thing. I'm going to get this knocked out. And I studied the way I normally would study. And I
Yeah.
relied upon the fact that, hey, it's all in there. It's just a matter of calling it back to memory. It's just refreshing. You haven't lost anything, and nailed it the second time. I also learned about myself that for me and my preparation for things, sometimes shadowing things or going through something once, going and walking through something, going to view the space where I'm going to do a facilitation at, those things are helpful to me. When I've learned about myself that when I have a little bit of experience or a certain purview, I'm more comfortable. I'm not so
Interesting.
nervous. Yeah. So
Hmm.
I had already been through it and I knew exactly what to expect. And then I went through that second time and nailed it. So that was a big
That's
piece of
awesome.
resilience. It's people expect you when you're normally high achieving to immediately pass things. And so
Yep.
it was an embarrassing thing. It was a difficult thing as far as my family is concerned, because they're waiting like, come on, get into your profession so you can start
Right.
doing all the things and making all the money. And it was a letdown, but I bounced back from it and got it done. So, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I think that's so powerful though for a couple different reasons. But that opportunity to recognize that entering that space of whatever you're going to do something, whether it's speaking, taking a test, you know, performing, whatever it is, I don't think I've ever thought about that before, honestly. Um,
After that experience, I did. Like, I will routinely, if I have to go somewhere new, go a couple days early and just drive around the building, figure out where I'm going to park. Like, all those things that give me heightened anxiety on the day of something, I will try to eliminate some of that stuff so that my experience
well,
is more smooth and I kind of feel like I have a little bit of an experience around it. That's
yeah.
what taught me. The other thing is I'm a huge Michelle Obama fan. She is super instrumental to me. And in listening to her Audible book and her reading her Audible book, she talks about failing the bar exam. That was the first time I really, truly felt okay. I mean, like, I bawled listening to her talk
Mm,
about her experience, because it was so much like mine. She was so performance oriented. She just knew that she had it and she didn't, and she had to go back and take it again. And I looked at her from her stature and everything that she's accomplished and said, well, I don't feel so bad. It's
yeah.
something that we all do and we bounce back. So yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, and you talked about this a little bit already in terms of at least utilizing the word resilience. So, how are you intentional about being resilient when you have to have those bounce back moments?
I think the biggest thing that I try to be intentional about is giving myself grace. We just, as women, we tend to be really, really hard on ourselves. We're hard on ourselves about appearance. We're hard on ourselves about achievement. We're hard on ourselves about, how we show up in relationships. And we're hard on ourselves about the workplace. And if there's anywhere that you should expect some grace and give some grace, it's within yourself. Like, when you're dealing with yourself, when you're dealing with your private moments of letdown, when you are, doing what I'm doing now, um, divorcing and trying to bounce back from that, and giving myself grace to say, hey, I don't do everything perfectly. I really don't.
Mm,
And it's really all in how I handle it, how I'm transparent with it so that I can learn from it and other people can learn from it. And just that I let myself have those moments. I'm not always a perfect parent. I don't always respond with patience to my kids. I'm not always perfect in the workplace. I don't handle every single situation without maybe forgetting a step or
yeah.
doing something incorrectly. So just really giving myself grace is huge for me.
Yeah, it's huge for all of us. And I did a series in December and January about resilience. And that's one of the things that I talk about is because we're like, oh, I should be doing this. I should be doing more. And it's like, chill out. Like, we do a lot, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
whether we're parents or not, married or not, like when you think about work, community, maintaining friendships, being a sister, being a cousin, whatever it is, like
Mhm.
we have a lot of roles that we play. And so I think grace is one of those most important things. So I appreciate you saying that. And I think that's actually the second time we heard that this week. So I love
Really?
it.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
perfectionist culture, we're on social media all the time. We're seeing what
Yeah.
everybody else is doing. We're trying to keep up. We just need to just give each other grace and give ourselves grace.
Yeah, no, I love that. So you already talked about one woman, Mrs. Michelle
Mhm.
Obama, our forever first lady.
Yeah, I don't care what
But
nobody says.
exactly, exactly. But who is a woman that you admire and why?
hands down, and I love Michelle Obama, but hands down, and I don't even know if this counts. I started to send you a text message and say, can I say this? But I'm going to say it anyway.
Hey, whatever.
It's cheesy, it's corny. Some people might think, well, that's not even a real person, but she's so real to me. And so the person who I've kind of patterned a lot of my life after, believe it or not, is Claire Huxtable. So anybody who knows me knows that I'm like the biggest Claire Huxtable fanatic. Like I just am. And I realize that it's a character. I love Felicia Rashad too. She's extremely accomplished, beautiful, intelligent woman. But that character was pivotal for me. That's where I first saw Black colleges represented. That's where I saw a woman who was a lawyer, who had kids and a family, who didn't take any mess. I've done a roundtable talk show like her. I speak Spanish, some Spanish like her. That was my minor in college. Everything that Claire did, I wanted to do. She was graceful. She was a wonderful mother. She was a career woman. She seemed to have it all. And that's who I patterned a lot of my life after. I didn't have a lot of people in my family and my immediate circle that had already gone to college or had like a professional degree. I came from a pretty working class family, and my mother and her sisters and my grandparents, they were smart enough to put me around people who like were going or were involved in things that I wanted to be involved in. So they knew that even if they didn't have the skill set, let me sign her up for this program, or let me put her at Girls Inc., or let me do these things so that she can be around people who can help her get where she wants to go. But all of that stuff was great, but me sitting down every week for 30 minutes, that was it for me. I'm sorry. And
that's no, you don't have to apologize. Like, there you go. Give yourself grace, right?
Yeah.
Like, give yourself grace in terms of if that's the person. So I've done some wife retreats in the past, and one of the questions I ask is, where did you learn how to be a wife, right? And Claire Huxtable often comes up for me for that reason, because I was just like, you know, my mom, we didn't talk about what it means to like be a wife. I saw my mom being a wife, but I also realized and recognized my mom was a teen parent and, you know, got married young and all these things. So it was just like, was she really doing what she wanted to do? Whereas I feel you, Claire Huxtable looked like, look, hey, this how this gonna go in this household. Like,
I love her. I mean, I still watch the reruns and things like that, but she, just watching her and how she played that character, I don't even know if she completely understands how influential she was to a whole generation of young Black women who are looking for that type of example.
Yeah. I love it. And your woman can be whoever you want it to be. So no,
I'm not letting her go. That's my person. That is it. She was real to me.
I love it. So with that, final question is, because I am curating a playlist and I'm so excited about this playlist already. I've already started it in Spotify, y'all. So I'll be sure to share it. But what is your woman empowerment song, or your just like feel good woman song?
So can I cheat? I have two.
Listen, that's okay, because you know what? We did not do yesterday. My mama, I tried to get my mama to do this interview yesterday.
She got stuff going on.
No, it ain't she busy. She don't want to do it. This is just not her thing. And she's just like, I don't want to do that. I was just like, come on, Ma. I'm going to still fight. So we didn't do one yesterday, so I'm going to go ahead and let you have to.
Yes, I'll take it. I have an old school one and a new kind of newer school. That's why. So my old school one is Shaka Khan, I'm Every Woman.
Oh, okay. So that's somebody already had that one. So
really? See,
yep.
I'm in good company. Especially the line that she says, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Like that is who we are. We'll get it done, whatever it is. You need me to change a tire? What do you need me to do? I'll figure it out. I'll get it done. So yeah.
Wait. So just so you know, because I had to look at my list and was like, who was I'm Every Woman? So I don't know if you remember Ava from Creighton, Ava Morris.
That name sounds really familiar.
You have to see her picture. I think, I don't know how paths cross, but anyway, Ava's an AKA from Creighton.
Mhm.
who was from Gary, Indiana, her song was "I'm Every Woman." So I just think that's hilarious. But
Nah, that's the Creighton connection.
I know.
My other one I was gonna say is "Survivor" by Destiny's Child. I
Okay.
love that song. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna make it. I'll survive and keep surviving.
Yep.
That's that resilience that you were talking about. I'm gonna make it through this situation, and I'm gonna keep making it through situations. I'm not gonna give up. So that's another one for me. It's in my
I love
playlist
it.
too. Like I'm hitting it hard in the gym on that one too. So
I love it. That's great. Well, thank you, Miss Chantel Mallory, for joining us today and talking about the woman that you admire, talking about resilience and the obstacles that you've overcome. Thank you for sharing the bar story because I don't think I knew
I
that.
don't know. Yeah.
I'm
A lot
like,
of
I
people
don't
don't
think I
know.
knew that.
Well, I can't save everything because I want to write a book eventually. So I'm gonna have to save some stuff. I'll talk a little bit more in depth about a bunch of my failures probably when I finally do that. But thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you even thinking about me, and I just appreciate our friendship. Life happens, and when you can have a friend that is steady, even if you don't get to talk every day, I adore you. I love you. I'm watching everything you're doing. You inspire me. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. All right, you all, we are heading out of here. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and we will see you on the next segment.